Well, hello there, everyone. You hear talk about here, for Amazon, for advertisements based on an Amazon account, and I know that I want to mainly talk about source of orders that if anybody that especially with me though that I remember that first time I ordered on Amazon, it was based on a book. I ordered a book, and if anybody that may want to, or between maybe a bag of chips or maybe some soda that you would want to order, online, and want to know about that, the things that normally that you cannot find anywhere at the local stores that maybe that you can try shopping for it online. And chances are that a lot of things that were either out of stock at the stores or at the supermarket that you could be able to find online. I guess it basically comes as to where different warehouses that keep certain things in stock. But still, though, that shopping on Amazon especially. So let's just say if we're going to be looking in the paper and that we might see something like an advertisement such as $5 off for the special offer, $50 gift card mail, and I know that if you're going to be going to a local store that you're going to maybe see a lot of times, you're going to see these Amazon cards, like maybe for the Xbox, you're going to see these certain cards that you can buy for an account. But you see right here is I want to put together right here is using Photoshop, or like some basic things to remember about is like the open-minded when you're shopping. So whenever you're shopping and maybe that you don't know exactly what you want to look for, what you want to search for while you're shopping. So let's just say that looking at something like this, and I use a comic book as an example. So if anybody warns us to where that, oh, well, they're not going to have it in stock, and maybe one of the reasons why I keep thinking no, to where that, that maybe Amazon is not going to have it, maybe because, maybe a cookbook, if you're going to maybe be shopping around maybe for a certain cookbook, maybe on Amazon, and let's just say if Amazon don't have it, what's the chances that maybe Amazon is not going to have it? I'm like, there's only about maybe a 40 or maybe 20% chance that maybe that they're not going to have it in stock. But a lot of times that other, it's like if you want to call it third-party, sites, I'm like, yeah, there are other sites to where that in a warehouse you'll be able to buy almost anything that you can think of, from Amazon. And I know that I use this right here as an example right here of a comic book. I didn't add all that artistic detail about, okay, what is it supposed to be, like a little character looking a person. I'm like a little character right here. I was also thinking about if it's the Smurfs or the Mighty Ducks or something like that. But just an example right here of a comic book. So let's just say that, what sounds like Matthew? What sounds like me to where that, exactly that, you see something maybe on TV that you want, or maybe something in the bookstore that you want, maybe if it's too expensive. Something that came in the mail, something that came in the mail those couple years ago that you want to have, and that most of the time, though, that quite a few of these advertisements that just to take up 5 seconds just to look at these advertisements, but we want to where that sometimes that these advertisements are going to tell you about how much the products are, but then sometimes it's like, well, not all these companies are going to take cash. So let's just say if you order over the phone, most of the time that you need a credit card, or if anything, an address where you can mail a check payment to. But most of the time, though, that talking about with like a wish list, and a wish list is something that you request for later, that you can save to your account. So a lot of times, like the ToysRUs.com and other companies that would have it to where the online accounts, you would be able to add something to a wish list. And I know Amazon would does something like that to where you add something to a wish list. So if you want to order that similar product at a later on time, that you will be able to order it. So basically, that if you want to look at it, is to like a library, that any like your own shopping cart. I'm like, if anybody wants it to where you get a shopping cart, and let's just say that you go through that trouble to where that with that shopping cart, if you can't find a shopping cart, maybe especially during the busy holiday shopping hours, And having an online account is basically having your own, your own personal private shopping cart where you can add things in there. And I know that if you're going to be going into the store, and maybe if you're going to be buying pet food or something, or maybe if you're buying maybe a bottle of shampoo, or maybe a bar of soap or something, or dishwashing soap, or maybe a vacuum cleaner, anything else that you think that you would be shopping for, and you're likely warranted toward a lot of times that Amazon would have a lot of things that you shop for. And so yeah, that whenever you're shopping around, that most of the time, sites like Walmart.com, BestBuy.com, and Amazon.com, there are a lot of things that maybe you can find there that you were not able to find at your local shopping store. And either they were out of stock, or they just didn't have them available. So that's another reasons why that I checked into the shopping online, because that there was a book that I was looking for that I was shopping around for, even at the local store, and they didn't have it. And then, if anybody warns us to where a lot of things that you were able to shop for, that you were not able to find in other local stores. So let's just say that a comic book that we would think that we would be able to find, certain comic books like in a store like Walmart, or maybe other Office Depot, or any other source of retail stores that they would have it in stock there in the stores. But also that if we're talking about maybe a comic book, the original printed, copyrighted, the original printed comic book, then maybe that from back in the 1970s or 80s. Then the chances are, then you'll shop on eBay just to find those, or if anything, shop on Amazon. And if anybody will warn to where that whenever you shop on Amazon.com, that how comfortable you are with ordering used stuff, because there's stuff that they say it's like new, used stuff, and I guess not all used stuff is going to be considered, if you want to call it, between brand new and used, that you might be told that it's a little bit cheaper since it's used and in real good condition. But how many of us will maybe say that that they want their stuff new just because that they want to know about the condition of the product, and let's just say that they want it new because they want something brand new from the factory. So brand new to us basically means, to a best quality. Maybe warranties if you buy used things, and then maybe that you're not going to get a warranty on something, or those are like the chances of that you take whenever you buy used things, as to where you're not going to have a warranty compared to buying new things that you're going to have up to 1 year warranty with most of the products. But and then free membership cost, free membership access to an online account, and stuff like that. But so super savers, and whenever you buy used things, then you're going to see a lot of coupons, special offers, and discounts, and a lot of special buys and offers, and so it's like a lot of coupons. But with those coupons and discounts, though, that after you purchase something new, and then for like a limited time offer, that you would see a lot of things like special buys, and out of those special buys, it would be like your next shopping time, that if you order so many, if you spend and I know that some sites will say it toward that if you spend up to $75 or more, then that they'll mail you a free $50 gift card. So if you spend, the more you spend, then the more the more you spend, the more you save, and then the more that it's like you'll get a special offer the next time you shop. So it seems like you got to put a lot of work into it, and I can tell anybody here that that a lot of anything about what you call takes time, and you can maybe say time on almost everything. But, I would have to say is like it takes hard work. You really gotta, if you really want to make a difference for something that you want to see, and something that you're trying to accomplish, it takes a lot of hard work. and I know that this hard work is going to maybe be harder because it's not going to go by the original plan, because the original plan could have been to where that, oh, okay, yeah, you have your mind set for something, and then find out that you can't order it from the catalog, from the mail, so you got to do that online stuff, or you got to call the number just to order online, and you might be charged a little bit just for the service charge, but still though that I know that I even hear on the radio quite a bit, to where that prices are prices depend between the mobile sale and then the like online sale. But the way I think about it, though, is like my first time shopping on Amazon, that I can remember that whenever I bought a book, that I can remember that I did not have an Amazon account yet, so I can remember going through it, the extra, I took about the extra 5 minutes just to be able to sign up to have an account. And I can remember that, I set a username and I set the password, and then I can remember that the first time I shopped on Amazon, it took about 3 or 4 weeks, something like that, for that book to arrive, and but still that I can remember that the first thing I was thinking about was that you need a credit card just to do this, and then I can remember back in these days, I drew myself, it's like if I was much younger, of course, but back in those days, that if you got a credit card, and like you got a credit card, young man, so it's like that a lot of stuff that you were shopping for, that maybe that you were not able to buy because you had to have a credit card. You had to have an account just to be able to place the order. And I know, like I talk about for pre-orders though, but still though that whenever I ordered on Amazon, I could probably say too that it would be nice if I would have gotten a lot of my trained experience from ordering something that I needed for college or something maybe, something maybe for work or something like that. And I know that that's going to probably be coming sooner or later, something that I need for work. But on the other hand, too, that I mainly want to talk about with, the hard work, because that, we can save time. We can save time on almost everything, really. But if anybody were to ask the question to where that, questions and comments, it's like, you start you start bringing up, I remember I mentioned that on that last video about, talking about that, points and questions, but really, whenever you start whenever you make a statement about something, and somebody wants to kind of rephrase, is to where that, well, you could have used a coupon. You had a coupon during the time, didn't you? How come you didn't place the order? And have like, you make a statement about something such as, is to where that I could not find the coupon code, so whenever I placed the order, that I had to use another coupon code, or I didn't use a coupon during that time whenever I placed the order. So I got the order number, and then within about maybe 3 or 4 minutes later, then you find a coupon that you could have used. So it's like, and I guess it would probably be in the account too if there was a coupon available. While most of them come by email too. So if anybody warns us toward it, if it was like impossible just to replace, just to misplace a coupon just because that you can't find it anywhere. But still, that you check the emails, and a lot of times, emails that you can get on your phone, that you'll be able to find those coupons. And that any special offers or anything like that. For more details, and you have right there is like for more details right there. You got right here is an example right here of a kite right here. I'm sure most of us back whenever we were young, that anything that you want to shop for. But I remember that once or twice I would call a number, and that you got basically from what you remembered is just to where that that person asked you for what the address was, and but still though that they asked you about a credit card. But still, I remember that that person did not even ask me how old I was. Did not ask me about any other. But still that that put stuff on order, and until that exactly, until that they say that they had to have a credit card or something just to complete the order. But nowadays, and I know that nowadays not everybody knows a whole lot about computers though, but still about this online stuff. But I can probably say though that learning about really, I guess it basically takes us to where that really, if there's something that you really desperately want on there, and like if anybody were wanted to where that any maybe like a pack of gum or maybe shampoo that they're needing or they're wanting, and they can't find it anywhere else. Maybe a flashlight or something like that, backup flashlight. How many of us would maybe say that you can get one of those non-expensive flashlights over there at the appliance store or something like that, the local appliance store. But let's just say there's a flashlight that you see online that you really think that you can use, and then there's a certain sale going on, maybe $5 off and a special gift card offer, and you're like warranted to where the flashlight was only $32, and then you went ahead and ordered it because you knew that you could afford it, and then you knew that you need to have it at some point. So with that flashlight, and say if it was delivered within about the 11 business days, and sometimes some of these Amazon orders that only take about maybe 8 business days or so just to arrive. And so you're likely warned to where that you get the emails and they ask you about what you think about your recent order, but you have right here is that this right here is an example of me right here on the telephone. So if anybody says besides the job offer, and I know that advertisements though, so if I were to be looking at an advertisement like this right here, you got the price advertisement for more details right there. Being open-minded when shopping, and then add to the wish list. And so this right here was kind of an example right here of an advertisement. Take 5 seconds just to look at this, and is anything really going to catch your mind whenever you look at this? And if anybody were to say that, is that supposed to mean to where that if you wake up one early morning, like on a Friday morning, and don't even bother to put your shoes and socks on, and you're going to go and pick up the phone, and you see a catalog, you pick up the paper, you get a paper that one Friday morning that has a special buy or something like that in the catalog, and you say if it's about maybe a comic book, or maybe if it's a magazine, or anything in particular that you want to buy, and so you're likely warned to where that how many of us really have gotten that carried away to where you're going to go ahead and not even bother to change clothes, you're going to keep your pajamas on and not even bother to put any shoes and socks on. But still though, that sounds a little bit more like me back when I was much younger, and I can tell anybody here that you see a comic book and a catalog that you want to read, and it's like one of your favorite characters, and during that time, maybe $12.99, but then it was only available, over the television or online, and or something, and then you're gonna say that $12.99, but then and then I know some of these orders that you could pay for them using a special offer or credit. I'm like, if you got any credit on an account, that you can earn points and credits that way. So it's like ways to place the orders and your pre-orders. And then I know I mentioned before about what do pre-orders basically mean. That they basically mean is to where that you're paying for something, but you're ordering it ahead of time, and then you might have to wait about maybe 15-20 weeks or so just for it to arrive. But if we're going to be looking at an advertisement for about maybe 5 seconds, look at this this way that this advertisement is posted, and look at this right here. And if it's going to be published in the paper, then you're also wondering too that okay, is that all there is to it? And but still though, that you make a point to somebody about something, and that could also be as to where that whenever you get the person's attention, but let's just say that you're in your account, but let's just say that, that reason could be as to where that, you, apparently that you cannot place the order right away, or it's not recognizing your information, on file. And so it's like, but then you go back to it later on, and, so yeah, somebody's going to want to ask the question. But, yeah, I wonder a lot of times, too, that you make a point about something and somebody wants to make the statement as to where that's what they're talking about. Like, no, that's what I'm talking about. You're just rephrasing it. But I've talked to some people like that, to where you make a point about something and they ask a question like they're trying to make a point back about it. And, like we say, that, yeah, well, you could have told me over the phone about that, or, yeah, you could have used your points, or something, or, oh, well, your points are still good. So, yeah, that you make a point about something in somebody else, but still, this somebody else might give you a little credit too, just for mentioning and making a point about it, and how you're going to be able to solve that problem. But you talk about for the shipping address also. So whenever we're going to be, the shipping address, and so yeah, anybody who's had their experience with an Amazon account, I can tell anybody here, my very first time shopping on Amazon was not on a computer. It was actually on the e-reader. It was on a Nook, and by Barnes and Noble, the Nook by Barnes and Noble, a bookstore, and I can remember that I was ordering a book on there, and I did not have an account yet through Amazon. So I remember that, ordering from there, and going through those steps, and yeah, that I can remember that my first time ordering on Amazon, and I would enter my payment information in there, and I can remember that because I know that back nearly 2 years ago, that I can remember that had getting that feeling to where that your first time ordering online was something, and you're also wondering too about how long is it going to take for it to be delivered, and you keep an eye on that. But I can remember that my first time ordering on Amazon, I wrote down the order number so I can keep it on file, and yeah, within about 3 or 4 weeks that it came in the mail, and so yeah, that ordered the book, and then if anybody wants to where maybe if you ordered a clock or something, and then how long it takes for it to arrive, but still, that you see something on Amazon, and I know that most of my shopping was, most of it, of course, was at the local stores, but still, that shopping on Amazon, and I know that it seems like a lot of times to where that you refer Amazon to a friend, and they might check it out to you, or exactly, that you're able to find something that you were wanting, exactly, Sam's Club, or if it's the Home Depot or any store like that you're able to order something from their sites, and like through Amazon, and then you tell somebody else about it, and then they're going to ask you to search, shop around for this or shop around for that and see if there's anything on stock there. And so a lot of things that I have been able to find on Amazon that I have not been able to find too much anywhere else. And if anything, it's out of stock. So if anybody will want to work, then yeah, that, I kind of call that your Magic City. And how many people will say Magic City, Amazon is Magic City? Like, yeah. What I mean by Magic City is to where almost anything I have searched for, that I was shopping for, that I have been able to find it, and then it has been delivered. And so let's just say that if it's going to be maybe a kite, or maybe Lincoln log set, or maybe Legos or something, that you'll be able to find that. So yeah, that the stuff that maybe you were not able to find. And I know if you shop at like Walmart.com now, you would maybe find, it might be in different warehouses. It might be in stock at different warehouses all over the state, but still that you're able to find a few of those, that the same kind that you would be shopping for. So it's like, yeah, that with these special offers, though, that what makes it more convenient for other shoppers to knowing exactly about how it works. But still, though, that if anybody wonders as to where that, do you think that you would like to have a job doing something like that? To where that, these couple times that you're going to be on the phone, maybe with a cousin, or maybe with a mom, or maybe for a friend of yours, your mom or dad, or maybe if it's going to be anybody, friend of yours, any family related, member, or maybe your cousin or spouse or whoever it is, and they're going to ask you as to where that you want to do me a favor, can you place an order for me, online? And so yeah, that sometimes though that and I know if anybody warns us to where that if you're going to be getting calls between 10 or 11 o'clock at night, sometimes maybe about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and somebody wanting you to place an order for them, online, and sometimes you're like, well, you have access to your phone, you can go and place the order, but still sometimes, and I know that sometimes that somebody might even say too, that yeah, well, you're pretty good at that, you know exactly about how that works, but still though so let's just say if the call is monitored or recorded and then they ask you questions, but still though that how many of us have maybe been told to where that whenever you're shopping, people are glad to hear your voice, whenever you're shopping, and really that the advertisement for attention, yeah, that's kind of like what I call it too, that whenever the way people greet you while you're shopping, and whenever you're shopping online, that you're not really talking to a whole lot of people, a whole lot of customers whenever you are shopping online, but let's just say that any source of attention that you could get while you're shopping, and so let's just say that by emails, and you're gonna maybe have that to get into the business reasons, and just thinking as to where that somebody's gonna say that you've had a lot of your training practice just by placing your own orders, and then let's just say if you're going to be taking phone calls at certain times and ordering something for somebody else and delivering it to that person, and you're also whenever you place orders for somebody, and even if it's candy, so if has anybody, I had not ordered cotton candy before, online. I had not ordered cotton candy, but I'm sure you can maybe, you can order something like lollipops and cotton candy online. But, still, though, that anything that you can buy online, like really, like anything that you can think of, huh? But, really, I mean, has anybody, had thought of that to where you can order pets online, pets. I'm like, if you want to, shop at a pet store, if there's a dog or a cat that you want to buy, but still that you want to order, and really, I'm like, you can a mail cart, like the delivery, if it's the delivery person, they can't really deliver no pets, but still though that but there's certain things that can be delivered too, but. Other than that they say that you can go to the nearest post office and you'll be able to pick up your delivery from there. But let's just say though that with like any source of Amazon account, that if anybody warns us to her that if you need to have like any source of a license or passport, I'm like So it's like that source of stuff. But really though that whenever you're going to be on a telephone, and it's like that. Talks about as to where that whenever you're on the phone, back those couple of years ago, that whenever you pick up the phone, every time the phone would ring, and then it could be maybe a phone call really to the parents and want to know about, are you doing your homework? Yeah. Maybe a call from the doctor, the call from the doctor who's going to call you and tell you that, you need to order this from the pharmacy, online pharmacy. You can have your prescriptions picked up, within about 15 minutes if you order it, using your phone. Just one touch of, by your mobile app, and you'll be able to place the order, for your medication, based on your insurance. But anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Talk about for Amazon orders, for advertisements, and then for the $5 $50 gift card, and then place the orders and call for details, for more details. But other than that, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.